Hello, and welcome to Game 1. Sound test having completed. We do have an excellent game for you today. Onord versus Inshaaa in Division 1 of the Steel Division League. We're catching it as it happens here. Should be a fairly good game here. We've actually got Tatra versus the 126th Gorno-Starkovy. So Panzer Division Tatra versus the 126th Gorno-Starkovy Division. Both very much infantry-focused spam divisions here. Tatra having some excellent tools to deal with infantry, or just spam out a bunch of infantry, and also light tanks. But there's light tanks on the side of the Gornos as well. Excellent T-26s. I do believe the 38Ts are less expensive than the BT-7s. But BT-7s, they should, they're just much faster. So they've got that going for them. They can run circles around other tanks. But a lot of the benefit of BT-7s is often the efficiency of the tank, and with the efficiency that it brings against things like Panzer IVs or Shermans or even other T-34s in their ability to flank and outmaneuver them to then get side shots and kill the tank, because an 80-point Sherman or a 75-point Panzer IV going down to a T-34 or a BT-7 is more than enough investment. You can, for the price of one Sherman, you can buy 3 BT-7s. But Panzer Division Tatra, not well known for its medium tanks, just a lot of light tanks and a couple of heavier support weapons. Very good against Shermans and T-34s and things like that. So the M35, which is the medium tank equivalent, is definitely more than, or not a threat to something like a Jagdpanzer or a Hetzer here. The Jagdpanzer IV being the other one, Jagdpanzer 38T being the Hetzer. But let's look at what the players are going to put down here. We've got Onord on the right here, and Inshaaa on the left. Man, every single time Inshaaa beats someone, it seems like they put a new A on their name. But 2DP Kopas, Gornos, Napiri, 2 of them. Oh, I keep forgetting. I was playing earlier. Haha. Just for viewing project. 2 DB Gopa, 2 Snapiris, OB, Maxim, Zis 2, Gorno-Starkovy, 1 with DP, 5 regular ones, and then 2 leaders likely going up here and then in the center here. PTRS and Gorno-Starkovy down up north. 2 more PTSs, 2 OBs, Maxim, and 2 more Gornos here. The players are still deploying, so I expect we'll see a couple more units on the side of Onord, but until then, on the side of Inshaaa, we've got the Russian 76.2mm captured howitzer, the 2 Sturmpioniers, 4 Volkssturm, SPW 231, 3 Feldjäger, Landesschützen Ost, Sturmpioneer, Panzer 38T, and a Jagdpanzer 38T. Interesting, actually, to see both of these tanks here. They use the exact same chassis, and one costs 95 points and one something like 20. But that's what happens when you put in well-angled casemate and a Pak 40 on a little 38T. And then up north, MG 34, Volkssturm, Panzergrenadier with the MG 26s, and 3 Panzerfaust Panzergrenadiers at 2-star. I'm a very big fan of these infantry-focused spam divisions. So I do expect we'll see lots of the Landesschützen Ost, as another one gets put down here, and Volkssturm as well. I'm not quite sure who I would favor to win in this match. It's certainly very hard. Onord and Inshaaa, of course, being very good top-tier Division 1 players, certainly better than I am, but in terms of just the raw division strength, I would put the Gornos at a slightly more popular pick this league for certain, but Tatra has some really nasty tricks up its sleeve as we are off. It is a Maverick versus Maverick game, and we do see a Boston coming out and a P40. Big fan of these starts, they can often very much completely shut down the side, and cheese is a very popular tactic on this map in particular. Just one bomber can shut down the entire line of troops here that are trying to come up, and oh, the P-40 gets it and unloads a lot of units. Inshaaaa does manage to unload there, but now the 288mm, the Sturmpanzer, and the Feldjäger are the only ones that are remaining here in their transports, as Onord secures the center without any sort of help. Feldjäger, though, they do have the G43 scope, so a dangerous unit, but there are 2 snipers here, as well as the DP gold boss. So the 5 health is not going to help them there, especially with the OB firing at them. But in the center here, lots of units actually coming as well. These units down here are mostly cheap. PTRS going down. No units having gone down, I don't think. From Inshaaaa side up in the north there, as we see another PTRS. The little ducks that they're in the amphibious vehicles actually sneaking down south. Feldjäger, though, looking to unload this unit before it can get anywhere, but there are actually multiple troops heading to this center position, as the troops here of Inshaaaa are walking right next to the troop of Onord, and they're actually going to unload. I would give the slight upside here to the Gorno-Strokovi's range compared to Landeschützen Ost, but with the Panzer Grenadier that might change. They do only have the 1 DP in that. This gun with a fairly good line of sight here up onto that hill now, as Onord secures a commanding lead here, 15-9 already starting, the Russian division having the upside on speed, but Inshaaaa slowly moving forward. Oh, this too has been spotted after it takes out 1 SPW, but multiple Gorno-Strokovi moving forward. These actually move in the other direction in an attempt to help secure this flag, but with an SPW over here, that is very dangerous. I also expect we'll see some kind of bomber or something in for Inshaaaa to delete this AT gun fairly soon, as it does get shots on the 38T. Nice little light tanks here. They do have 10 health, so still able to very much tank a shot or two, but still quite dangerous. We see a BF-109 coming out. No AA, so this Boston, well, potentially if the plane overturns, it will be saved, as the infantry in the north here is picking a fight with the Gorno-Strokovi. Flag does get taken back. The units here are not quite too forward enough, and you really don't want to be taking a fight with triple 3-star Panzer Grenadiers. What's on? Even the Gorno-Strokovi here being warded off by these MG26s, which are substantially weaker than MG42s. Feldjäger, though, moving toward, there's a BT-7 here. Gorno-Strokovi managing to surrender either some Landeschützen or Volkssturm there, as the P-40 comes in again. Commander getting shot at. Another engagement here. DP Golpas and Gorno-Snipiri making sure these units can't advance forward, as the P-40 does whiff against the Sturmpanzer. Another one called in, though, right away. Gets the kill on that unit. They are forced back. Gorno-Strokovi with the DP here. The 3 DPs, actually. Very interesting unit moving forward. But this gun with the smoke there is not going to be able to see that 38T. We do see the first MS Comrade here coming in. So it looks like, unlike Herr Robert, which I believe I have also casted, Onord definitely more of a fan of taking these M3 Lees rather than a C-face card of, what are they called? Something or other. KV something. KV-85s. There we go. I got him. 38T SPW does prevent these Gorno-Strokovi from moving forward, but there is still quite a lot of infantry here, and with the 6 PPSHs, they are definitely a threat to be reckoned with in the forest. They're not quite direct CQC infantry, but Tetra actually has a big lack of CQC infantry. It has a couple of Pioneer cards and a card of Sturmpanzers, I believe. But other than that, you're really just relying on cheap, spammable infantry. And we're not quite seeing it here. There is quite a few Gornostorkovies supported by this BT7 here, so Onord has taken back these 2 flags again, forcing these Grenadiers back. One of the double star Panzer Grenadiers actually going down as well in the north. Panzer 38T, though, going up to take on this BT7. We do see a ZIS-2 coming in, but there are Feldjägers here, and that is one dead ZIS-2 if a sniper gets on target for long enough. M3 Elite taking shots, as well as the FK here. Looks like Inshaaaa right-clicked the Comrade with the FK, and instead of marching forward and attacking with AP, it starts shelling HE on it, the dual howitzer, as we see the first flak feeling coming in. Deepagopa as well. This flag should go back to Onord, but there's a 38T to be worried about up here. Feldjäger does get on target to the ZIS-2. 38T also something to be worried about. P40, however, going in for the Feldjäger. There's only a limited number of these, I think 3, because Inshaaaa took them in A, so definitely a threat to be reckoned with up until the point that they're dead. And BT7 here getting free shots on this Feldjäger. More Panzer Grenadiers coming in, though. SPW is keeping this area locked down quite a bit, as the Jagdpanzer 38T here picks a fight with the OB. FK decides to ward off. Boston does survive the fight with the BF-109, as the multiple P-40s from Onord come in. He's bought now 3 of these planes. They are relatively cheap, but a P-40 does have an amazing turning circle. The BF-109 G2, it's not bad either, but the weaponry of this with the single 20mm is not that great. Having said that, the P-40 does only have 50 cals, as the 1311 is achieved. Onord temporarily getting back on this hill with this just load of infantry. Hurricane as well, having been bought to try and deal with this, as there's just a massive air show unfolding. Fight in the north as well. Volkssturm versus Gornostorkovi. The Gornos are in the open, and the Volkssturm can put down quite a lot of DPS at this kind of a range. Doesn't quite look like they're shooting at the right target, otherwise we would see this Gorno being shot down a little bit faster, I would believe. But, yeah. For some reason, these Volkssturm, they don't seem to go down as quick as, or get suppressed as quick as other disheartened infantry, and that makes them really quite good at this. The Gornostorkovi actually in the building, which is in the green cover, getting torn to shreds there. There is a Maxim, though, covering the south side, so that'll definitely help against these Panzer Grenadiers, but with only 1 Gornostorkovi left as the air show unfolds, the BF-109 definitely running away. And still up, from the looks of it, as Onord, rightfully so, wards off the flak feeling coming in just to deal with those planes. Excellent air micro there by Inshaaaa. The ZIS-2 gets on target to something. Ooh, it's shooting at the 38T, and the 38T doesn't see it. Aye. Huh. Yeah, I wonder because of it's the elevation, but normally these things only have 1,500 meters. It must be because of the elevation. And Onord does not, or Inshaaaa does not see it. 1 penetration already having hit it. Oh, gotta be careful there. More bounces. Fire against the MS-35 here. Does go down to the AT gun. A dangerous loss there, but Inshaaaa has managed to crawl back here. 13 to 11 for now. 38T firing at the Comrade, but the SPW goes down as well, as the Moskaya Sapiri fight against the Landesschützen Ost. Gornostorkovi coming in to help, though. 2-star. That Landesschützen is not long for this world, as more units come down here. The BTs do manage to resecure this hill, but there's just this big salient here that needs to be dealt with. Deepagopa and Gornostorkovi are coming in to deal with this Panzer Grenadier, which is slowly running low on ammo. And this Landesschützen Ost is not a threat to the BT7, but this flag, and this flag are making it even, while the flags Onord has captured are here, and 1 in the town. Well, nope, the 1 in the town is in Inshaaaa side right now, so these 2 and the hill flag, I believe, starts on the blue side. Panzer 38T still not going down, but Landesschützen Ost finish off the last infantry over here. I think the infantry of Tetra just a little bit more cost-effective here, as the 1st Boston comes in to deal with some of these units down in the south. Gorno-Strakowie moving in against the Volkssturm. Once again in the open, though at this range, just having the DT, I think, would make all the difference. Though the Volkssturm do get into the building, and now we see here, properly microed into the building there. Gorno-Strakowie very dangerous to Volkssturm, though, when they do get in that 100-meter range. 6 PPSHs is definitely something to worry about. BT7 taking pot shots at the Landesschützen Ost, as this flag is also secured by Onord, and then the 3 very precarious flags that Inshaaa was securing go down. First AA piece from Onord coming in the north, one down the south as well, as this the AT gun up here completely gets shut down, and this salient is looking almost precarious from Onord's position as well. Multiple Gorno-Strakowie coming in there to secure this bottom flag, though, which should put him back at a 13-11 for the time being. But if Inshaaa can get some support weapons up here in time before Onord can really get a good force back on the underside of this hill here, this lip, it can be quite dangerous. Gorno-Strakowie deploying quite far forward, and will likely be marching forward against the Landesschützen Ost. Really, the power of the Landesschützen comes in when they are amassed, and besides over here, I really don't see a massing of them. DP Gopa, though, somehow, likely with the help of a... actually goes down as the Panzergrenadier recovers just in time from whatever was shooting at it. That is unfortunate for Onord there. Putting this flag back into Inshaa's position and making it an 11-13. We have entered into B phase, so the crucial phase here. Landesschützen gets forced back. There's an SPW in the north here as well. And the infantry of a very spammable player. Looks like the spam has worked so far. The Gorno-Strakowies are a little bit too expensive to be losing 1-1 against Volkssturm. This Landesschützen is still falling back here. The BT7 not quite being able to get on target there, as the first mountain gun comes in. Very good guns, but also very ammo hungry. You often don't see this. Onord, however, does manage to secure his flag in the town again, and this bridge flag as a result. And still commands these 2 flags for the time being. That does put him on an even ground right now. But this Landesschützen is eventually going to recover, and if it manages to get unsurrounded, that is going to be a big problem. Focke-Wulf providing good recon here. P40 bombing run on the Volkssturm. Volkssturm, though, already retreating. Looks like a bit of a miss there. Flak feelings, of course, providing very good covering fire. But these ZIS, I would say these ZIS 12s with the 25mm, both the 20mm on the German side and the 25mm are, I would say, a little bit overbuffed right now. The 25mm on the Russian side, very, very effective, as well as the flak feeling and such. The flak feeling, unvetted, will shoot planes out of the sky. And this P40N, especially with 2 of them now, I don't think that's long for the world. DF-109 also gets on target, and it goes down. Off map, though, coming in against a lot of spam. This is usually a really good idea, but there's not too much here. Having said that, if Onord can follow it up with some Gorno-Strakowie, and especially if you had a BT7 down here to rush down lanes, the 203mm off map is definitely going to hurt. Interesting about the Russians get the 203mm off map. That is an American gun, potentially Lend-Leased, long toms, and this is an American half-track too. Very deadly thing. BT7s taking shots. There are a Stugs and a Panzer III here now, though, and the BT7s do not want to take a frontal engagement. Onord also, Inshaaa has also managed to get a Russian howitzer up here, which can be very dangerous. Volkssturm in green cover with the Gornos, though. Rifles doing good work. MG Panzergrenadier also getting involved, as well as the Landesschützen Ost. mountain gun, actually precariously close to the Landesschützen here, as the Panzer 38T takes shots at the Gornosarkovi. Slowly but surely, this advantageous position for Onord is being chunked away, not being able to reinforce it. Definitely beginning to be a problem here. BT7s continue to move back. Gornosarkovi are attempting an attack here. Comrade as well coming up, as well as this too, to deal with these tanks here. Gornosarkovi, though, that lack of CQC infantry still being an issue, but Sturmgrenadier coming in with the 8 MP40s. Very dangerous still. Might still give the slight benefit to the Gornosarkovi at 2-star within the green cover, but they might actually engage within the yellow cover, which would be very bad, because that would just mean the 4 SVTs and the DT would fight against the 300 meter range of the SS Sturmgrenadier. And MP40s, while they may not suppress a lot, and therefore considered by some players to be a little bit underpowered, they do still tear models down. And now with the other infantry as well, and this area surrounded, those 2 flags are going to fall. Onord, though, off map, has come down. Everything falling back right now. Has secured this flag in the north, so for giving this up, has managed to, at least for a while, stave off any kind of ticking on him. He's also managed to take back this hill. Gornosarkovi in close range again, very much being a problem for all these units, as the ZIS 5 takes out the Stug and the Panzer 3. SS Sturmgrenadier coming into the center area. The BT7 should be able to hold on to that flag for quite a bit longer, as the first Nebelwerfer, or, well, Panzerwerfer, comes in, starts plastering this area. And usually players have some kind of units in here, but not today, so a bit of a waste. The Czech guns, though, also very effective. They've got a crazy high rate of fire. You see these being used to great effectiveness in Russisprung, because Russisprung actually relies on them as one of their only artillery guns. And looks like Inshaaaa here has noticed that they are also in Tetra and quite dangerous to use. Gornosarkovi moving forward, SS Sturmgrenadier. Ooh, they are in the open, though, and MP40s absolutely excel at deleting things in the open, so even with the PPSHs on target, they absolutely get shredded there. The Gornos that secured this push here looking quite weak now, as multiple SS Sturmgrenadiers are coming in. Town's really being MP44's favorite area to be. Landesschützen is going to get the better of the Gornosarkovi. P40 coming in for the Sturmgrenadier, though not sure if there's a line of sight on it. Looks like the BT7 might have been able to see it, but no such luck. Gornosarkovi having pushed the rest of this infantry off the hill. The BT's providing good covering support. The K-35 shooting at the AA. Luckily, this is self-propelled AA, but it is quite suppressed now, so if 3 or 4 planes were to come in, as well as a Focke-Wulf recon plane, there's a big chance that that would be able to go down. But there's another 37 mil here. It's still 13-11 as we enter into minute 18. Only a couple minutes left of income here. The second off-map charge going down onto this position. Onto both tanks. It's quite dangerous here. They'll be not quite getting the kill on the Volkssturm. Multiple Gornos being called in as well. SS Sturmgrenadier, of course, they still do have the double MG42, making them dangerous at not only the medium range with their MP44s, but at longer ranges as well, even when they can't use it. So Onord has the hope here that this artillery is going to go down and kill this stuff off before it can be used to great effect, as Onord has no tanks himself in the town. Does force back this infantry, though. Gorno Comrade now being one of the sole units at this flag. The 2 health Gornosarkovi providing recon over the area. 57mm looks like it was trying to snipe this 38T, but continuing to move in and out of sight as multiple Gornosarkovi come in. Gorno Comrade over here as well. Stuttgart a bit far from this support gun. Still 14-10 as another push of a Gornosapiri actually this time coming in for this forest. If Onord can get back into this forest, that would be disastrous. There's no AT to deal with this BT7, but 3 Gornosarkovi are being dedicated to it regardless. And doesn't look quite like the Superior's made it in, but smoke coming in from the OB, or the Russian field gun here, which has the OB symbol for some reason, despite not looking like that at all. Very neat unit. Does lay down smoke, but all these Superiors are already forced to retreat here. Focke-Wulf coming in, likely a bomber or something went down there, and yeah, all these units then forced to retreat. Focke-Wulf also sees them, and we see an absolute flood of infantry coming in to try and counter Onord here and his dominance. Artillerist, sneaky move there, trying to get it up on the side, but it looks like Inshaaa did see it for a while. Could potentially smoke that off and sneak it around to where it can't be shot at. Then just keep those things moving around. 37mm, also warding anything off in the center, but there are MGs that could just march forward. Being light phase C now, or just entering into phase C, both units have now only 80 points of income, being the Maverick deployment. Still 17 minutes on the left on the clock, so either Onord has to really shut down his opponent here, or somehow manage to hold out enough for the time limit to run out. But as it stands, I would say actually Inshaaa has more troops on the field. Usually, I would say in fights like this, it's very hard to really judge like if a player's going to be able to come back from the position, because if you are in a position in a Maverick versus Maverick match in a commanding position like 15-9 here, it is very hard to come back from it. MS-35 is this two not quite having line of sight on that. Ooh, is going to go down to the Hetzer there, and that's not quite what you want to see, but there's another 57mm right here. Just has to move a little bit forward and can get some excellent shots on target there on first the Hetzer or the Jagdpanzer, and then later the Hetzer. Gurners as well, keeping these cheap Landesschützen Ost away from it, but one of the Pioneer cards of the MG26 is also a very good Pioneer. Now being forced back. P40 does get its bombs off, but it actually goes down to the Flakfeeling, even though the Batterieführer isn't even providing veterancy to that. Gorno-Starkovy does go down. Panzer 38T does have to be careful here, as the Gorno-Starkovy do hop into the house. Oop. Yep, there goes the grenade. There does the 38T. And SS Sturmgrenadier going forward. Ooh, this might actually be really good for the Gorno-Starkovies. Oh, they stop before they get into the house, but the Sturmgrenadiers are actually almost pinned down. Now they get pinned down. They fall back, but not quite in time. They do surrender. Good kill for Onord there. The Superior is still being kept off this hill. There's just a ton of cheap infantry here, just barely keeping line of sight. Definitely would need some smoke and then to transport rush right into it, but as long as this Jagdpanzer 4 is sitting here, no transports are going to be gotten. The two M3 Lees here coming to help deal with these units. BT-7 is providing good cover and fire here. Multiple M3 Lees as well in the town now, as it's looking very hard for Inshaaa to keep up the pressure with units. Like I said, that Inshaaa is playing Tatra, so a multitude of 15-point units. The Landesschützen Ost having MG at 15 points, which reminds a lot of players actually of the old Cherno meta, where the Chernos also had a DP, which made them just absolutely busted to spam. But, ooh, the BTs here getting side shots on the Hetzer, and now there's nothing to support these infantry as the BTs just fire on them. They don't have the best HE in the world, and we do finally see the 57mm moving forward as more stuff in the town here goes down for Inshaaa. The field guns doing a good job at that. KF-35 though, likely for counter battery or just operations coming in as well. Multiple Volkssturm trying to hang on to the last couple of flags, but Onord is in a commanding position in the town right now, and I'm not sure if Inshaaa can manage to hold on there. BT-7 takes his flag back again. The Jagdpanzer 4 did go down to the ZIS-2, or likely this one as well. Lots of Gornostrokovies, lots of M3 Lees without some other tank that's able to deal with this. Those M3 Lees are just going to completely wreck this infantry, despite there being a lot more infantry here for Inshaaa than for Onord. Actually, the infantry almost having died off. 2 new Gornostrokovi coming in, though. Boston's as well, dropping bombs here. One on the Lundeschützen Us there, forcing it back. Going to give this flag likely back to Onord as well. And another for this MG. Panzerwaffe slowly reloading. The mountain gun actually getting the counter battery on the KF. You do want to keep these a little bit further back when there are Russian mountain guns flying around, as the ZIS-12 has to be reloaded by the Stuttbecker. Yeah. This flag goes back in control. There's another Jagdpanzer IV here. Oop, it does see the BT-7. Does Onord see it? No, it does go down, so no more shenanigans of side shots from this BT. But there is still a ZIS-2 here. If that sneaks its way up here, that Jagdpanzer IV is definitely still under threat. As a Moskaya Potovka with the DPs comes to help secure this flag. Still a 15-9, 5 minutes remaining. Maverick to Maverick. Slowly but surely, Onord is chunking down the opponent. Nibelwerfer is trying to kill off this. This does actually get it, so the reload not quite worth it there. And I expect to see a bunch of air coming out for Inshaaa now. This would be the perfect time to abuse like 5, 6 Ju-88s, but there is no AA on the side of Inshaaa as well over here. From the looks of things, either the mountain guns having shut it down, as might have been the case. No, that was at the beginning. But either the mountain guns shutting down the AA, you're just not having brought them in, so any Stukas would be very, very vulnerable to fighters or the P-40s. Volkssturm rushing forward, trying to get this BT-7 as the hero here just really tries to prevent any additional fire. And Inshaaa gives up the ghost. Or, is that a saying you can give? Inshaaa loses. There we go. He's not dead. Wow, 2,345 kills to 2,235. So quite even there. But Onord in commanding position over this game. Yeah. ZIS-2's getting good kills. The P-40 here at the beginning. Well, it looks like the P-40 at the beginning didn't really kill anything, just managed to unload things. But the P-40s did mostly pay themselves off, I'd say. Worth the investment in some cases. More just there for harassing fire. The Bostons as well. Gornostrokovi doing really well against a bunch of Volkssturm here, and the BTs. Always a joy to see these pay off. 222s and Panzer 38Ts. 2-star BT-7s definitely paying off there. A lot of the time you just see the 1-star, but not today. Mountain guns also doing good work from the looks of things. The off-map did secure the position, but not a lot of kills there. Yeah, just a wonderful game all around. Well played to both players. I'm going to see if they are playing a Game 2 today, but I don't believe they are. Oh, this was Game 2. I must have missed Game 1. Okay, well, I will. I will edit the title here. And I will then go cast Game 1 at some point here over the week. Well, then, thank you everyone for watching. And hope you enjoyed. Oh, that's not the end stream button.